GM. January 24th, 2025. It is a Friday. Let's take a look at what Bitcoin has in store for today. All right, so we are still consolidating here up near the highs of this range that we're in. Boom, 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 boom. Right there. Set that up as a daily right there. This is the range that we're stuck in between. Up near 108, down near 90-ish area. We've been going sideways since the end of November, really. We've broken out of this trend line. We are now consolidating up near the top after Bitcoin tried to break out here. Tried to break out on Trump's inauguration day. Didn't happen. People were expecting a Bitcoin strategic reserve announcement. Didn't happen. There has been some crypto announcements from the Trump administration over the last day. They're going to be looking at, and I think the word they used was evaluating, strategic reserve for cryptocurrencies. They didn't specifically say Bitcoin, although I would expect that to be the first and by a long shot most important. You imagine if the U.S. government just decides to start buying a bunch of shit coins. Yeah, we have bullish structure, bullish on the interim structure, bullish ribbon, and bullish bands. So anything that's up in this area here, up in here, is bullish. If we lose the interim levels, I do expect us to come back down with this high, because we broke this high here, my straightest line ever. That is a higher high, so I would expect a higher low to form somewhere. Let's take a look at what we have in the 4 hour. Bands flipped for a little bit there, bearish. Now they flip back bullish again. The market structure is bullish. The ribbon is also bullish. It's bounced off of, well, not really, lost and reclaimed the 50 period EMA. We can draw a trend line here. You know what? Yeah. We have here is a compression going on. Drop down, set a new high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high. That is compression, exactly what it is. From compression comes expansion. So eventually one of these lines is going to break, and that should set our direction that we go. So I'm interested in a long over here, over the top blue line, or a short underneath. Now, with this 4 hour, we do have a 4 hour market structure here. We do have a structure level. You notice as we're compressing, our structure level is right here. With the close of this 4 hour candle, we are looking to break interim structure towards the highs. Don't got much time left. Look at that. 5 minutes. Looks like it's probably going to happen. Bullish tings, bullish tings, bullish tings. Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is definitely not as strong as Bitcoin. We are, hold this open here. Still bearish bands, bullish ribbon, bearish structure, held down by the trend line. Still in a trading range though, between the green and purple boxes. We break over the trend line, break the daily market structure right here, close above that on the daily. I would expect the next high, next target up in the box. Look at the 4 hour here. See what we have. A couple blocks above set back here beginning of January. It's been respecting it quite well. Chop through it. Resistance, 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 resistance. We're coming back up into it again. Lines up with the trend line. Next in the 4 hour is up in the 3,600-ish area, 3,650, 3,700 area. That's the next go-to. Our market structure on the 4 hour here is bullish. The bands are chopping back and forth. Just flip bullish again, but we do have a bearish ribbon. Might take a little bit of time before that flips. I don't expect this to go just straight up to the moon from here. Take a little bit of time to flip, kind of like it did right here. We did go up, we went up quickly, it flipped, and then it was a fake out. Things take time, things take time. ETH versus Bitcoin. Take a look. Just look on the weekly. It's terrible. It's nothing but down. Don't own ETH. Step one here. These bands got to flip back to bullish. It looked like they might here on the weekly. Didn't happen. Back down we go. Just 1 week of outperformance, 2 weeks of outperformance, 1 week of outperformance. But the trend is definitely down. Take a look at some Solana. Here we go. Today we are trying to close above the all-time high. It would be the first time that we did. Of course, I'm not counting the Trump inauguration pump here. This was the previous all-time high set. We are going to try to break over it today, it looks like. Solana's having a good day. We have this daily block that it's trying to finally close over top of. We shall see. It looks good. We have bullish market structure, bullish bands, bullish ribbon. Solana looks pretty good from a daily perspective. Let's go down to the 4 hour, see what we see here. Trying to break out from the trend line. Bullish structure, bullish bands, bullish ribbon. This bullish bands have been holding the whole time through this consolidation here, this compression. Again, kind of like I said on Bitcoin here. Set a low, set a higher low, set a higher low, set a high, set a lower high, set a lower high. The 4 hour close over this level right here, which is pretty almost right in line with the previous all-time high, would set us on the path for going higher. Solana looks good. It's having a good day so far, up 5%, where Bitcoin is only up 1.5%. Take a look at Solana versus Bitcoin. Take a look here on the weekly. From the highs all the way down since 2023, the end of 2023, it has just been sideways. There's just Bitcoin. Periods of outperformance, periods of underperformance. You're pretty much, you might as well have owned Bitcoin or Solana, I guess. It doesn't really matter. The market structure is weekly. The bands are bearish. The ribbon is bullish on the weekly. This is a longer time frame, remember. With these closes here, the bands are going to try to flip back bullish again. We did reclaim this trend line with this fake out. Couldn't hold back up above it. It does look good on as it starts to break structure here to the upside. I think owning Solana again might be better off than owning Bitcoin. The trend may resume back up towards the highs again up here. The good. We'll just go from here, just roughly up into here. If you were to own Solana for that run, you would increase your Bitcoin stack by 50%. Not too shabby. We're going to look at the daily here. It's just a closer look. As we can see, the bands have flipped back to bullish. The ribbon is still bearish. just a closer look, really. You can see the way it's been rejecting off of the trend line. And we are still in this range. I'm interested in Solana as it starts to break up to new highs here. Other than that, I don't see a reason. The dollar here, the dollar seems to be rolling over. This is a fantastic thing for risk-on assets, Bitcoin, stock market. I think it's also what Trump wants. He can't come out and say it because the negative dollar has a negative, or a bearish dollar has a negative connotation. But if he's looking at tariffs and he wants to bring manufacturing back to America, a lower dollar would spur exports. And as such, that's something that I think he would like. Now, tops don't necessarily happen in a day. Even here, we have bounces and bounces and bounces before it finally rolls over and starts going down. So if this happens and takes a little bit of time here, we can still go here, here, up, make a lower high, and then roll over. This could take a couple months to roll over. Or, I mean, who knows? It could just be straight down from here. But I do expect the dollar to begin rolling over. We have some market structure in here that is breaking now down to the downside. Total market cap here. This is all of crypto. It's looking pretty good. Alto false breakout down to the downside, consolidating up near the top, kind of like Bitcoin. This is generally led by Bitcoin as a whole. Total 2, not as strong. Total 3. Total 3 actually looks better than Total 2. Why would that be? Because ETH is shit. Others looks weak. This is not, how do I say it? It's not alt season at all. Looking at others' dominance, like it is down. Bitcoin dominance, hanging up near the highs. Look at this on the weekly. This here is what alt season looks like. Right there. That's what alt season looks like. We have, I guess we have a couple periods here. This is back in 2022. The market really wasn't flying around at the time. Here we have a 3-week period where alts did outperform Bitcoin. But until that line breaks somewhere in there, that's a rough line. We have the bands that are still bullish on the weekly for Bitcoin dominance. See, when the bands go bearish on the weekly, that's when we have the big Bitcoin dominance capitulation, which is alt season. So when we start to lose, as of right now, when we start to lose this level right here, right there, when we start to lose that level, I would expect alts to start running. Until then, it's just select alts that are running and taking over the show. Not much is really outperforming Bitcoin at this point. So Bitcoin from the weekly, looking at the highest weekly close ever, another couple days. Looks super strong on the weekly. Yeah, so overall analysis for the market. Over the purple box here, Bitcoin's gonna take off to the moon, as the moon boys say. Until then, I still don't expect a breakout quite yet. Why is that? Because when you're going sideways, you go sideways until you don't. When you're in a trend, you're in a trend until you're not. So as long as we're in this sideways consolidation, I expect it to continue. And that is that for the day. GM, GM, GM.